All right, guys. Hope you're having an incredible day. I've wanted to make this video for quite some time now, and it's actually been the accumulation of probably a couple months worth of work to get to this point. So I'm really excited to be showing you this video today. And I think that if you had to watch one video this year, it is this video, because this is going to make you stand out, make you be able to sell things for high ticket. It's going to cover everything from how to choose your niche to how to run paid ads successfully. So this is a paid ads masterclass specifically around AI voice agents and services. So today we're going to be talking about scaling your AI agency. In my opinion, there's only two real methods to be able to scale your business, your AI agency, whatever it might be. And those two forms are content and paid ads. And the reason for that is because paid ads and content give you leverage, right? When you look at the ways that you can get leads into your business, there are four main ways. There's either through free content, paid ads, cold outreach, and warm outreach. And the issue with cold outreach and warm outreach is that it's a numbers game and you're capped at either yourself or whoever you hire. With content and paid ads is pay to play. So if you can invest and continue to invest, then you can continue to scale your business knowing that you have a winning ad set. And with content, it's you put it out into the universe and it will continue to collect views over time. Right. If I look at my content, in the last 2 days, I probably had 500 views, 1,000 views, and that's just across all of my videos, because typically what happens is someone will watch one piece of content and continue to consume your content, establishing you as an expert. And I have a lot of information on content right now. And so I wanted to create this on scaling your AI agency with paid ads, because this is the next form of high leverage activity that you can do, in my opinion. So first, let's go into what niche do I choose, right? Because honestly, there's a lot of different niches. And one of the common questions is, what niche do I choose? So in my opinion, there's three main niches that seem to be working really well. It's either home service, professional services, or high ticket online. And, these are just a few that I wrote down. But really what I would like to say here is choose based on your skill set, your expertise, and your experience. And then additionally, your passion and what gives you purpose. So I could list many more than what's on this list right here, such as, human resources, having the ability to qualify potential candidates for recruiting firms. It's not listed in one of these. Insurance agencies aren't listed in these, right? So it's not an exhaustive list, but it's just to say, hey, here are three main buckets where I think you will have success selling voice agents to these companies. And so today we're going to be diving into HVAC specifically, because HVAC is the niche that I've chosen. And the reason for that is because I have a lot of experience in HVAC. And so I know a lot of the pain points. And it's a lot easier for me to speak to this specific market as opposed to, let's say, pool builders where I have zero expertise or experience. So I would say don't think about it too hard. Choose one of these, and then let's move on to the next step, which is, how do I do my market analysis? So when you're running paid ads, one of the key things that you want to know is, does it have the ability to scale? And one of the key things that you need to look at is the TAM, or the total addressable market cap. The total addressable market. And we're looking for a market with an audience size of 100 grand or greater. And so here are a list of questions that I recommend you ask. So just have a nice little conversation with ChatGPT and go ahead and say, what is the market segmentation for my niche here, right? So let's say, what is the market segmentation for HVAC? Can you group this into a few main buckets? Let's do top three. The purpose for this, I'm trying to find the market segmentation to target with more buying power to sell my AI services to, right? So the idea here is, think of the number that you want to achieve in your head, whatever your goal is. Let's say it's 10K a month. Let's say it's 50K a month. And then from there, you can figure out how much you want to charge for your services. And then once you know how much you want to charge month over month, you know exactly how many clients you need in order to hit that goal. And so you know that if you go into a market with over 100,000 people in it, or 100,000 business owners in it, it's a market that is one that you can scale through paid ads. Now, the next thing we want to look at is buying power. So which business model usually has higher profits? When we were looking at HVAC, there was three main. There was residential, commercial, and then energy efficient HVAC businesses. And what I found was that commercial had slightly less, but much higher buying power because of the project size was a lot higher, the ticket price, right? So that's the next part right here, the price per service ticket. So once again, Once you've asked that initial question right here, go ahead and ask it which business model has higher profits, and then ask it if you can break it down in terms of annual sales and total market size. So ideally put it into a table with market segmentation, right? Just copy all of this and put it directly in there. And in a second, I'll show you what I got as an output and how I made my decision to enter into this market. And then lastly, market sophistication. And what I mean by market sophistication is how sophisticated is the market that you're entering. If you're targeting contractors, typically contractors are not very good with technology. As a result of them not being good with technology, the market sophistication is lower, meaning you don't need to have as competitive or as differentiated offer in order to enter that market. As compared to e-com, a lot of these businesses are very tech friendly, so they're going to be up to date with the latest technology that they can use to enhance their online business. And that just means that the level to enter this market is going to be higher because it is more competitive with what's currently there. So if you see right here, this is what I'm talking about, the market research. So this is exactly what I did before entering this market. Let's look residential versus commercial, gives us a breakdown, install versus maintenance, repair contractors, and energy efficient and specialty contractors. From there, we looked at the buying power, right? We broke it down into three. So energy efficient contractors, then commercial, then residential. And then we asked it, hey, can you put this into a table? And so this is where I had this trade-off was, hey, look at our total market size, 15 to 20 billion annually. Okay, commercial HVAC, they have a higher annual market size, and the annual sales is honestly significantly higher compared to residential HVAC, but the number of contractors in that space is far fewer. And all that means is chances are you're going to have to pay more to acquire that client. Gave us a little conclusion at the end, and then we looked at the price per service ticket. So residential HVAC, what's the typical price for install, right? 3 to 12K. Commercial, it's anywhere from 7.5 to 500K. You know, how much it is for repairs, maintenance, ductwork installs. So you can see that all in all, commercial charges more, but there's far fewer people. So I decided to target residential HVAC, but it's also because that's what I know. So once you have your market analysis done, it's how do I create my ads? So UGC AI, it has never been easier to have tons of different ad sets, testing tons of different angles, where all it comes down to is a script. And so there's three main services that I'd recommend you check out. Although Hogan did just release some new features literally this week as I'm filming this. So I am a little bit biased towards Hogan, and I think for the price for what you're going to get and the quality of the AI, I would recommend going with Hogan. You can see right here, these are the different AI avatars, just a few that you have access to, and there are many, many more. And so once you go ahead and choose your AI avatar, the next thing that you want to do is come up with your script. So you're probably thinking, okay, how do I come up with script? How do I write ad copy? And so I wanted to go through the winning ad script formula, which is really call out plus value and then call to action with the supporting framework of what, who, and when. So we're going to quickly run through this. And then after that, I'm going to present you with a tool. It's a custom GPT that will be able to come up with all of your different scripts for you that you can go and refine and tweak. So first is the call out, right? We want to really hook their attention. The first 5 seconds of your ad are what matter the most. If you don't win that moment, the rest doesn't matter, especially in the short form content culture that we currently live in, where you literally have 3 seconds and then after that, people are going to swipe off. So every second of your ad should earn the next second. The headline is really your first sale. As said by David Ogilvy here, once you've written your headline, you've spent 80 cents of your dollar. And so how do we do that? Well, we can use verbal callouts. We can use non-verbal callouts. And what you'll typically see are, a very powerful tactic is triple callouts. And what I mean by that, it'll be like real estate owners doing over 25K a month with a team, right? That's a triple callout. We instantly qualify and limit who's listening to that ad by saying, hey, we're looking for real estate agents above 25K a month with a team, because chances are we know that they'll be able to afford our high ticket service if they hit those 3 categories. And so there's a bunch of different, both verbal and non-verbal callouts. I'm not going to run through them. You can pause the video and read through them if you want. Next is to get into the value. So the what, who, when framework, right? And so people buy things because of one of 2 reasons. They're either buying out of pain or fear of loss, or buying out of desire and to gain something. And we're going to use these levers in order to hit the pain points of our target audience. And so we really want to increase, the dream outcome, the perceived likelihood of success, the speed, how fast they can get that win, and how easy it'll be, while decreasing, the nightmares that they're going to avoid, the time delay, how long it's going to take them, how much they need to sacrifice to get there. So that is the what. Like, what are they really buying? The who is all about status, right? So people don't just want outcomes, they want to improve their status. They want to be able to brag to the people around them that they have the new, latest, and greatest tech, that they no longer have to take inbound calls, that they have an AI that handles it, that costs them the fraction of what the receptionist would cost them. And then the win is really how you can anchor your value across time, which is broken down into either the past, the present, or the future. Past is how long they've struggled. Present shows what's happening right now. And the future is going to show them what changes if they take action or don't. And then lastly, we have the call to action, which just makes it easy for them to click to learn more, where they can grab their spot, tells them what the next steps are in order to get that value that you're providing them with. So if we broke it down into 4 parts, it's really call out. We want to nail the hook, verbal or visual or both, so that we're speaking directly to our target audience. After that, we want to provide value. So we want to hit as many of the 8 elements using the what, who, when framework. And then lastly, we want it to have a call to action, telling them what to do next, ideally tying it all together with some good emotional storytelling. Now you're thinking, hey, I've never written an ad script, and that's why I came up with the Ad Script Pro, where it's a custom GPT, so you can just chat to it and tell it who your target audience is and what you want your ad script to be. And it's going to use this exact framework, ask you a few questions, and output really solid scripts. And so this is one that it output for me. And instead of me reading it to you, I'll just show you with the UGC AI that I've created how it came out. So now I'll play that for you right now.
The average HVAC business loses $7,500 every month just from missed calls. When summer hits and phones are blowing up, your competitors with full-time staff are booking jobs nonstop, while your calls straight to voicemail. That's why we built the AI HVAC Command Hub, your 24/7 AI booking team. Every missed call, every Facebook lead, every message, instantly answered. Your AI responds in seconds, answers questions, qualifies customers, books installs straight into your calendar, all on autopilot. No burnout, no hiring headaches, no lost leads. Just booked jobs, even when you're off the clock. Buy it once, own it forever. Tired of chasing leads? Let our AI do the talking. Tap to hear it in action now.
And so that's pretty solid, right? That's the script right here. But you're probably thinking like, hey, Kevin, that's not really captivating, right? Really, I mean, videos look like shit. No one's going to watch them. And so that's where this little tool called Submagic comes in handy. So Submagic makes your short form videos captivating in seconds, and you could be super basic, no editing needed. And so now I wanted to show you that exact same video with Submagic to show you the difference.
The average HVAC business loses $7,500 every month just from missed calls. When summer hits and phones are blowing up, your competitors with full-time staff are booking jobs nonstop, while your calls straight to voicemail. That's why we built the AI HVAC Command Hub, your 24/7 AI booking team. Every missed call, every Facebook lead, every message, instantly answered. Your AI responds in seconds, answers questions, qualifies customers, books installs straight into your calendar, all on autopilot. No burnout, no hiring headaches, no lost leads. Just booked jobs, even when you're off the clock. Buy it once, own it forever. Tired of chasing leads? Let our AI do the talking. Tap to hear it in action now.
And so, as you can see, extremely powerful. And I'm just going to give you a quick little overview of this software, show you really how easy it is. You import the video from HeyGen. You choose the captions that you can go in here, edit the captions. If there's any different words that weren't spelled properly. And then from there, you hop into the B-roll mode, and there's a button called Magic B-rolls. So you literally click this button, you choose the percentage of B-rolls that you want in your video, and you hit update. There's even magic zooms. So this is going to zoom in, zoom out on the video, just like this initial intro cut.
The average HVAC business.
And then in between every single slide, there's going to be transitions. So those are the different transitions that I showed you earlier. You have the ability to add B-roll, both from free videos, premium videos, even movies, images, which you can import as well. My videos, my images. And then there's also the ability to add in audio. And so really I just click Magic B-rolls, increase it, Magic Zoom, increase it, let it do its thing, hit view, and then you end up with really captivating videos like the one that I just showed you. Because really at the end of the day, what we're testing here is which model resonates the most with my audience. And once we know which model resonates the most with my audience, it comes down to different scripts where for the most part, we're testing different angles, yes, but we're really testing that initial headline that is going to get people to continue watching the video. So there you're like, okay, now I have the video, I have the script, I have the niche that I'm after. how do I go about creating my ads? And so this is when we're going to hop into Facebook. I'm going to run you through the entire Facebook setup, how you can get that going. But really, at the end of the day, ad comes down to hook, the offer, the angle, the unique mechanism for how they can get it, and ideally some proof. But now we're going to go into creating your lead form, setting up your first ads, how you can do it all, how you can connect it to your AI UGC, and what to do once someone opts in. So, all right, guys. So this is Facebook Ad Manager. We're going to be setting up the ad campaign. I sat down with someone yesterday who's currently doing over 100K a month from paid ads selling AI to business owners. And he gave me a run through of all the tips that you should set up. And I'm going to be sharing that with you. So you can see here we have campaigns, ad sets, and ads. Campaigns is kind of the overall structure. Ad sets is where you'll be setting your demographics of the people you want to target, what regions of the world. And then ads are the creatives that you're going to be using. So we're going to go ahead and hit create. We're going to choose leads. And we're going to hit continue. Now go for manual leads campaign. And then within here, you're just going to give it a name. So let's say we're doing residential HVAC. I'm just going to name mine too. And if you have special categories, like if you're doing housing or anything else, you're going to have to check those. And then you're going to turn on advantage campaign budget. And what that's going to do is it's going to distribute your budget across ad sets. So now it's going to pretty much A/B test all your different ad sets and funnel more money into that to determine which one is performing the best. The rest we can leave blank, and we'll go ahead and hit next. Also set your daily budget here and then go and hit next. Now here you're going to name your ad sets. We're going to call it back, and then we're going to be targeting only Canada. This way you can determine your CAC, which is your cost to acquire a client. It's really important to track this. And we just want to see what your CAC is in both Canada and the US, because chances are one's going to be more expensive. Typically it's the US. Now here, you can use instant forms. In my case, I'm going to be using website. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to kind of pre-qualify that lead. So we're going to be training our pixel. And the way we're training that pixel is we're going to create a landing page that has a couple of questions. So what's your price range? What's your current monthly revenue? Is it 0 to 10K, 10 to 25K, 25 to 100K? 100K plus. And what's going to happen is they're going to fill out this questionnaire, and then based on the revenue that they're generating, let's say they're under 10K a month, we're going to instantly disqualify them because chances are they're not going to be able to afford our services. But everyone who submits anything above that, we are going to send that event back to Facebook, and that's going to tell Facebook that this is the kind of qualified lead that we're after. And so the more data that we provide it with over time, it's just going to become smarter and smarter. So that's what we're doing here. We're doing website maximum number of conversions. Now we will have to create a pixel. So we can do that now, put a name and hit create. Okay, so to do this, we're going to click on all tools. That's not letting me create the pixel any other way. Then we're going to click on event manager. And you can see here we have the setup conversions API. If we click into data sources, you can now see that we have this pixel. So you can create custom conversion events, custom audiences, and we can just continue the pixel setup from here. Okay, guys. So here we are inside of the business portfolio. We're going to click down on data sources and click on data sets. Now we're going to go on add new data set, and you can just give it a name. So I'll call mine target deck. We'll hit create. Okay, now we're going to go connect assets, other business assets. And right here, you should be able to find that ad account and hit add. And now we've assigned that data set to the specific business portfolio. Now, if we click back in here and we go assign people, we need to ensure we select ourselves too and turn on manage event data set, and we'll hit assign. Perfect. So now we have full control over that. Now we can click here and go open in events manager. Now you can see from here, we're going to have to set up the metapixel, and we're going to install the code manually. We'll copy this code. Okay, so we'll go ahead, we'll create a new funnel. We'll name it the HVAC 3-step, and there's going to be essentially the landing page, which is where we're going to qualify the prospect. After that, it's going to send them to a booking page, and from the booking page to a thank you page. So I'm calling this one the intro page. You can just create it from blank. Full width, add a row, one column, add element, headline. Okay, then I'm tossing in a divide. So this is pretty much the gist of it. Get access to our offer, or you don't pay. Complete the survey below to get started. Now we're going to insert that survey form. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and we're going to be creating a new survey. So we're going to hop into sites, click on surveys. We're going to add a survey, start from scratch, hit create. So we can say like Facebook ads, referral. So we said how you currently generate leads, give a bunch of different options, and now we're good to go. So that's the first question. Okay, then we're going to add a new slide. Same thing, another checkbox. What's your biggest challenge in scaling? Make it required as well. Okay, so this is what I said for the second slide. What's your biggest challenge in scaling? Well, there's generating consistent leads, managing and chasing leads, closing more deals, or growing my team to handle more. Okay, slide 3 going to be the same thing. Then we're going to toss in a radio this time because we're only going to choose from one. And this is going to be what's your monthly revenue. Once again, make it required. Okay, then we're going to say, all right, less than 10K, 10K to 50K. Okay, we're going to say 100K to 250K, and then 250K plus. And then we're going to add one more slide where we're going to capture their information. We'll get first name, last name, email, and phone, and we'll just make them all required. And then you'll have to plug in your privacy policy and terms of service. Once you have that, you can hit save. Now we have our form, and this is where we're going to disqualify certain people. So now we can come back into here. We can search survey, drop it down below. So there you go. So this is our first page. It's the page that they're going to land on. We're going to go ahead and connect our domain now. And you can see right here that this is what it looks like. One thing I will say is double check how it looks on mobile as well, but it looks pretty good. Okay, perfect. So we can save and now publish this. We can click on settings, and in the head tracking code, we are going to paste our metapixel code. Get it save. We're going to click on go to next step. That's the one thing I forgot to add, go to next step upon the survey getting submitted. We're going to create the second page. We'll call this next page booking page, and we'll create it from blank again. Thing, full width, one column, we'll add in a headline. We'll say you're one step away from your offer. 15 installations in 90 days. Book your call now. And then we're going to add in a calendar. We can select our calendar. If you haven't set up a calendar, go ahead and do that now. And then once again, just make sure it looks nice. That looks good here, but on the mobile, it doesn't. So I would just clone this, go to advanced, hide that one on phone, and then click on the second one and hide that one there. There we go, just making it look a little bit nicer. Now, you can go ahead and just publish that, guys. And what you'll notice is there's this tracking code. So in here, we're going to add in a little script, so you can just copy me. And this is where we're going to be putting in that lead tracking so that we can tell Facebook, hey, this person is above the 10K a month threshold. Go and find more of them because this is a qualified lead for us. FBQ, track lead. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and hit save this, and then we're going to hit publish. Then from there, we can go back, and we have to create one more page, which is going to be the thank you page. Once again, we'll create this from blank. Same thing, drop all this in. Your call is confirmed. Here's what to do next. So you can see right here, your call is confirmed. Here's what to do next. Confirm your call, confirm. And then in the tracking code, we're going to do the exact same thing, except instead of lead, it is going to be schedule because it's made it to this page and now it's past the scheduling state. So we can hit save. We'll hit save here, and then we're going to publish it. All right, awesome. Now we can come back into the events manager. We'll hit continue. We'll turn on automatic advanced matching. We'll hit continue, go to Pixel. Now we're back in here. We can set up the conversion API, set up manually. Next, conversion API, start CAPI setup. Yeah, then we'll come to this page, which is the manual implementation page. Continue, just flip it into other business category, and we're going to grab lead, contact, and schedule. Hit continue. Down here, we'll click event ID, and then we'll turn on all of these. And then we'll click on lead, and the same for schedule. Now we can hit continue, continue, and continue. Now we'll scroll down and you'll see right here, generate access token. And you're going to want to copy this, save it somewhere safe. And once we do that, you can just scroll down to the bottom and then hit finish. Okay, now we can hop back into our automation. We're going to be creating a new workflow, starting from scratch. First one, we're going to call new lead because this is how we're going to be sending the information back to let Meta know that this is a new lead, this is a qualified lead, and this is someone who booked into our schedule. So it's going to be survey submitted. You go ahead and choose that survey that we just created. Now look for Facebook, conversion API. And so you have two options. You either have a lead event if you're using a lead form or using a funnel event. So you can click on funnel event, paste in your access token. We're also going to need the pixel ID. So we can come back to our events under settings. Then you can come click the dataset ID, hop back into here, drop it in. And that's pretty much it. You can enter in a value. So say 3K. Let's save action. Just go ahead and turn this on. Hit save. Now we can back out of here and we'll go ahead and duplicate this. So next is the appointment booked. Now here, this changes from survey to submitted to customer booked appointment. And we can even choose the calendar. Go ahead, hit save. And then in our conversion API, this will change from lead to schedule. This is how we're going to tell Meta that someone booked an appointment. So we can go ahead, publish this and hit save. And that's pretty much it, guys. So now you're fully connected to Meta for both new leads and booked appointments. Now that that's all set up, we can continue on with our ad setup. We'll go back into that campaign. You can now choose that data set ID. So just make sure that we're choosing the right one here, guys. So I actually have two that were created. Looks like one got created afterwards, but if I come back into here, I can see that's the one in 6705. So that's the one we're going to choose. There we go. Okay, so then we can just keep going. Just make sure your start date's in the future. All right, so now we're going to switch to the original audience settings, use original audience. I'm going to create 3 different ad sets. So it is in Canada. We're just going to go back to the top. You can see it's already named Canada. For the age, I'm going to do a little bit older. So let's say 24 to 60. We can keep all genders. And then we're going to do interests. So we're going to choose 3 interests: HVAC, air conditioning, and let's say home improvement. Then here, in for advantage placements, we're going to turn that off. Manual placements, because there's a lot of spots we don't want to send it, like other people's sites, in the search results, in-stream ads, and we can turn off messenger stories. And then in feeds, we'll keep Facebook feed, Instagram feed, we'll turn off the rest. And the reason for this is because I'm just thinking about what I'd click on, and I've never once clicked through on an ad in any of those other spots. Perfect. Now we can go next. And the last thing I just want to add to this ad set is the fields that we put down here. So air conditioning, HVAC, and home improvement. Perfect. Now we can go next. Now in here, we'll call this HVAC video ad 1. Now I want to make sure that we're choosing both our Facebook and Instagram page here. Going to be creating the ad, manual upload, single image or video, get rid of multi-advertiser ads. In the website, we're going to paste in our funnel that we created. So that first page, the intro page, we're going to be copying this and dropping it in our ads manager. And then here, we're just going to put in target dial. Okay, now we can set up the creative. It's going to be a video ad, so we'll add in our video ad. Okay, so in the creative setup, I would just put in the same URL again and write target dial. Mine was showing like the privacy policy, so you don't want to add.
The average HVAC business loses $7,500 every month.
Okay, so now we're going to add in our media.
The average HVAC.
Go next, and now we're going to need the primary text and the headline. Okay, so now I have this primary text. I can share it with you guys after. You go next, turn off all of these enhancements, hit done. There we go. So that's one. So then we're just going to go and duplicate this second time. Go ahead, duplicate. We can just name this ad 2, and we'll edit the media, change the video, get rid of this shit again. Let's go next. We'll upload new media.
Like business owners making over 10K a month with a team. Every time you miss a call, you're giving a lead to your competitor. Most HVAC business owners are still doing everything themselves. Calling, qualifying, and giving estimates to people they never hear back from. Will come into your business, automate 90% of the sales process, and guarantee you 5 new installations every single month, or you don't pay a single cent. Click below, answer a few quick questions, and see if you qualify.
All right, guys. So now you can see, cool, we've got this first one set up. Now all we're going to do is click here, go duplicate, and we're going to do this 2 more times. It's going to clone it twice. And now look how easy this is. So now we can just click on any one of these, right? So this is our original. Now we can click up here. We're going to erase this, scroll down, and now in here, we're going to change these 3 interests and try 3 new interests. Another tip is to change this just to English all. You're only being shown to English. So we could do small business owners, maybe entrepreneurship, and owner and CEO as the next 3. And then we're just going to come up here and we're going to put that in. So it's going to be owner and CEO, entrepreneur, and keep everything else the same. Okay, and then the last one is we're just going to do Advantage Plus, and we'll come down to here and click Use Advantage Plus, and we'll just remove the detailed targeting. That's pretty much it, guys. So now it's going to go out and it's going to find the people. So those are 3 different ad sets, and then from there, once we know which ad set is working, we're going to split those ad sets into specific interests. So right now you have owner and CEO. If that's the one that's going to have the most money pulled into it, then we're going to split it into owner, CEO, and another one. And then from there, continue to refine it. So now you hit publish and you're good to go. Ad sets are going to get approved. So I realized that there was a lot that went into that. So pat yourself on the back, because that is probably the hardest part of this. Everything else is kind of more or less plug and play and just updating your API keys. All right. So someone opted in. Now what? Well, now it's when we let our AI do the talking. So essentially what's going to happen now is we're going to create them as a contact in Go High Level, and they're going to get added to our outbound caller, inbound callback, and SMS agent. So this is the outbound auto follow-up sequence. So we have a trigger set up where if they don't book after they've filled out that questionnaire, if they don't book into a meeting within 2 minutes, what's going to happen is it's going to trigger this workflow and they're going to get called right away. And it's going to be an AI agent that's going to try and book them into a meeting. And it's a double dial. So if they don't pick up, it's going to call them again. And then afterwards, we're going to engage them with an SMS agent instead if they still haven't booked in. So it's extremely powerful. And speaking with this guy doing over 100K a month, what he was saying was he has like manual setters. So he's hired setters, and he's like, typical conversion rate is around 30% of people who fill out the form and then immediately auto book. And so out of those so let's say it's 30%, from using a setter, he's increased it to nearly 100%. So almost a 3 times increase in booking rate, which is absolutely massive just by having a setter. So that's where our AI setter is going to come into play here. And we're going to double dial. And if they don't answer, they can always call back. Otherwise, the SMS agent is going to engage them. And we're really going to boost the amount of book meetings that we're going to get as a result of that. And so really, we're just using voice and SMS with retail as well as with the SMS AI agent, which has notes on all past conversations, can check availability, create bookings, create new notes, and also has access to that knowledge base. And it's like, all right, sweet. So I have bookings. Let's go. We got bookings on the calendar. Now what, right? So now it's the nurture sequence. And so it's really simple. Whenever a customer books into that meeting, we're going to be providing them with free value, which is our VSL landing page, which is really going to nurture them before the call. I can share mine with you after. I'm going to create a massive package because, as you guys can tell, there is a ton that's gone into this and a ton that is going to be given to you after this. So I'm in the process of packaging everything together and just working out the little bugs and fine tuning it so that this system is ready to go. And I'll probably create another video on how to set all of this up for you, your business, and your clients. But now we're going to start to nurture them because there's actually a stat that people are a lot more likely to buy from you when they've consumed more of your content. So by having this VSL, we're kind of asserting ourselves as the expert. We're setting up the meeting and we're answering a lot of their questions that they might have prior to going into the meeting, right? So free value, ideally it's that VSL. From there, we're going to hit them with the appointment confirmation sequence. So once again, there's this stat that people who confirmed meetings had a 97% show up rate versus people who didn't confirm had a 36% show up rate. So we're going to use AI with our SMS to confirm that they're ready for the meeting. And so this will get sent out directly after they book in. They're just going to get pretty much hit with free value confirmation text. And we also have an automated confirmation follow-up sequence where it's going to send them 24-hour, 1-hour, and 10-minute email reminders. And if they don't confirm 3 hours before, then we're going to automatically cancel that appointment because chances are they're not going to show up anyways. Then we have no-shows. So what happens to those who don't show despite us having this? Well, currently building out a no-show follow-up sequence. So we're going to re-engage that audience. We're going to start to follow up with them by having, reactivation agents that are going to call and try and book them into another meeting. And lastly, from there, it's to close the deal. So once they're on the call, you'll have the contract, you'll have everything you need in order to close that client. But this is really an entire system that I've spent months developing that is finally ready. And I'm super psyched to be sharing it with you today. I know that you guys are probably going to have a ton of questions. And obviously this takes a bit of time to implement. But if you use this as your paid ads outreach system, and you combine it with free content, you have 2 systems that are infinitely scalable that'll continue to bring you clients through your door. So I hope you got massive value out of this. And with that being said, a lot more coming your way soon. Wish you plenty of success on your journey to building your AI agency. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all very soon. Peace.